Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's session we are going to look on the question which was asked in Amazon interview. So the questions is mostly about the three, like what is the rolling average and the concept how to calculate the rolling average for the last 3 days or last 4 days, what might be asked in questions. So in today's question we are asked, as you can see on my screen, the question is that it's about a tweet and we need to find out the 3 days, like the rolling average tweets for the last 3 days, and that average should be the rolling average. So the concept of rolling average we will see in the questions, and look at the table to get the more picture of the what the data we are dealing with. As you can see, the user id is assigned for each individual users, 111 and 199 for the second users, and for that multiple users are there. And the second column is a tweet date, the date on which individual user tweeted, and this is the tweet count, like on the 1st June how many times the user id with 111 tweeted, that is the 2 times. So this is the tweet count. So the ask of the question is to find out the 3 days rolling average. So for rolling average, this is, since let's take the example of the user, first user, that is the 111, that is on the 1st June he tweeted 2 times. So the average would be like the simple 2 only, because nothing, that is the first day. Second day he got to be like 1 plus 2, because on 2nd June he tweeted single times, but on 1st June he tweeted 2 times. So sum of 2, that is 2 plus 1, 3, and whole divide by 2 to give 1.5. So this is the current average. Now let's come on the 3rd June. On 3rd June he tweeted 3 times. So let's add 3 plus 1 plus 2, and it will give divide by 3 to give the answer as 2. Now let's go on the 4th June. On 4th June we need to find out the rolling average for the last 3 days including the current date. Then it will be 4 plus 3 plus 1, and whole divide by 3, it will give the answer as a 2.67. And the same thing you can see in our output date table. Here we have an extra column which we are going to calculate, and this column name is average 3 days. As you can see, 2 days, 1.5, 2. So this is nothing, this is how we need to calculate and implement the logic to find out this column of average 3 days. So let's jump to our SQL Server Management Studio and write some code. So this is the table which we have already imported, and we have given the name as tweet underscore activity. So let's run one more time. So this is the output. This is the same table which we have discussed earlier. So on this table we're going to do our operations. So let's select the columns which we need in our output table. So first column is user underscore id, comma, we also need to fetch the tweet date also, tweet underscore date, and we now need to fetch the third column which is the average as the aggregate function with the windows function to get our results. So we are going to write the average. In average we need to find out the column name on which we are going to apply the average things. So here we can see the tweet count. So give the table name tweet underscore count on which we are going to apply the average. And then we need to write the over clause. In over clause we do write the partition by, order by. So in partition by, as you know, what is the, like on which columns we're going to partition our table over, then we will write partition by and order by. And after that, in partition by, in on which parameter, on which column we are going to do the partition of our table. So it would be user id, because on base of each individual user id we are going to find out the average things. So on partition by we need to write the user id, user underscore id, and order by we will take the tweet date. Now we also need the main concept, how to find out the last 3 days average. So here comes with again the clause of rows. In rows we need to write the between. First let me write the whole statement, then it will make some sense and we can see later on. So the rows between two preceding and current row. Okay, so this is like the simple language, it's easy to understand also. So here we have taken average of tweet count over partition by user id, means for each individual user id we are going to do the partition by, on which order by tweet date, on which rows we are going to do this is explained in our this part. So rows between two precedings, as we know preceding means before, so and current rows. So if for example if you come on this 6th of June, sorry 5th of June, number of tweets is count is 5. Now according to this statement, rows between two preceding means 4 will be included, 3 will be included, and the current row will be 5 itself. So it's going to take the average of 5 plus 4 plus 3 in that way, and it will do for all these user IDs things. So this will be like you can say as give the alias name as average 3 days, no issue. And after that the whole thing we need to do it from tweet activity table. We'll copy paste that one. See the error near days, line number 7 near days, let's see. Okay, so there is a gap, gaps are not allowed in naming. Either you can use the square brackets if you really want to have a space between your columns name. Let's execute it. So this is coming as you can see both tables are running, and the tweet and average 3 days is coming 2 1 2 2. So if you see this whole table, let me copy it with headers and bring it to our Excel file in the same way like here and paste it. So you can see the data is not matching because here the first one is okay, 2 is there, but the average 3 days is 1.5 and here it's coming 1. So actually the logic is right that we now need to customize our format and the casting things so that the data type matches with the decimal and we get the proper decimal values also. So like here in the average tweet we have seen we need to cast the tweet is actually this tweet count is nothing but the integer value, so we need to just cast it to decimal. As you know the cast tweet as decimal, in bracket we can write up to how much, so 5 comma 2 we can write it, no issue. Let's see now what the answers we are getting. Again let's run it over. Okay, okay, so in over we are having an issue. Average, okay, one more curly braces we are missing. Let's again run it and you can see now the average is coming in decimal places, that's okay. So now we can see the output of the table. Here we can see that decimal places are bit more, including like 6 to 7 decimal places. So let's limit it with the help of format. We can do it. Format, format, and in format, as you know, we need to take everything, comma, and natural numbers with 2 decimal places. Close the format curly braces. Again run it. So now you can see the output look nice and very clean, what we wanted in our output table as it is. Here nothing, we need to do the partition by like the question asks for each individual user. So on the user ID, so we done the partition by user ID, and the order date will be tweet dates like the 1 2 3 6 June 4 June 5th June. So the order by dates is there, and this is the concept of how to fetch the rows. The rows can be anything. If you want to go for the say for the last 4 days we not need to find out the rolling average, nothing, we just need to write the rows between 3 and current rows, so total 4 rows. So we can say last 4 days average. We here we are calculating again. You can run the same thing and you will get different output. This is the average of last 4 days, right? Similarly, we can play around with this statement of rows between preceding, and there is concept of following also. If you want to fetch the average, if the table is already given, if you want to know what is the average of the current rows plus next two rows, then in that case also you can write between three preceding means three following. We can write three following and current rows, then it will give the total 4 rows, current row plus next 3 rows, and it will give the average of those rows. So this is nothing, very simple concept. Hope you guys understood it. If there is any doubt, you can comment it down. I will surely try to respond to that. So guys, I hope you guys able to understood the concept of this 3 days or 4 days or any days average, rolling average, how to calculate. So that's all from my side. See you guys in the next videos. Till then, please do subscribe my channel, hit the like button so that it keeps me motivated, and I will surely continue this work to make a good videos which are basically asking interview questions during the company's interview. So that will be a good things to share with you guys. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.